We are ready to jump back in. We are starting the second part of the trial here. Okay, so, my sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then she's still alive, inside your heart. Naked boy. Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that detective is the real killer? Also, I couldn't make it. I hope nothing important that I should really know about my husband came up during the last section of the trial. That would be crazy, wouldn't it? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lord and Taylor that night? Actually, I guess you can take mine.
Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive.
I know it's like tradition for me to voice everyone, and you just sit back and chill, but...
Yep. Yeah, I could take a nap, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, why would Detective Atmey want to kill King Bullard?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. We need to find some solid proof, and it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atmey, please take the stand. Now this is my judge. Well, well, how do you do, sir lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. Couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when they would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask Demasque. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even a great Luke Atmey has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom. I've been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask Demasque. Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are in fact Mask Demasque. Of course. Very well then, Luke Atmey, let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks.
All right, Mr. Atmey. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Mask Demasque, just as I announced I would. Had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask Demasque was the same time as the murder. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Mask Demasque cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atmey, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
I was gonna say, wait, is that Von Karma? in disguise?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That's absolutely something she would say. Okay, so ceiling. Okay, so we got ceiling room. More than enough time to prepare. Photograph. Oh, you can take Maya now. Stop doing Luke.
So, this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the Mask Demasque in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Okay, so this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed, it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I am called Mask Demasque. But conveniently, that also means that there's no way to tell who this really is. What do you mean?
Oh, are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke Atmey? It could be an accomplice dressed up as Mask Demasque to create an alibi.
Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? Name of the accomplice. Who would the accomplice be? Gumshoe, clearly.
Hell yeah. I mean, he needs the money.
Yeah, I mean, if this is the case, I mean, not Larry. We know what Larry was doing at the time. The only, I mean, I really don't, like, Adrian wouldn't really make sense. I really don't think it would be Adrian. But unless it was her, but that's all I could think of, if that's the case. But I don't think this is the answer.
Yeah.
If Luke Atmey was at KB Security during the murder, the Mask Demasque of this picture has to be a fake. There really was an accomplice. Right now, I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. So, baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's got to be another way. I'm going to find it. And if we can always come back to that if it turns out that's where we need to go.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is. More than enough time to repair. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see, you truly are evil, aren't you? Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atmey was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. Oh, I forgot you were supposed to be doing mine.
Yeah, you stupid fuck.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that.
Indeed, it turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody. Looks like I'd better gather more information for now. He's truly the killer. There's got to be something phony in that photo. How much? Okay. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor stuff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see. Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. Okay. Possibilities, either in the photo is fake or the photo itself is fake. Okay, so it was. Is this the one? Okay, maybe let's try this again. Luke Atmey was at KB security during the murder. The Mask Demasque in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly, you had an accomplice.
Now remember you said that, Mr. Trite, because there's no going back. If you're going to make baseless claims, I'll treat you to a penalty myself.
And the penalty is probably boiling hot too.
You gonna read that?
Okay, yeah, I can.
So who is it, Mr. Trite? Who was the accomplice?
Man, sounds. I mean, these are the only two people that would make sense to any degree. It was this person. Yeah, okay, so it's not this.
Huh, that's quite the prank you're trying to pull. You have any evidence that this person is in fact the accomplice?
Well, the aura that this person has around them is, if you're going to judge someone by their aura, you'd be right up there as the #1 suspect, Mr. Wright. Ugh, jumped the gun on that one. Okay, so it doesn't make continues. I think that's the wrong avenue then. What was there's something in this one? Photograph. Really. Okay. I heard about that night. Basement warehouse, and this picture is supposedly captured. So there's something funny about this picture. Oh, it didn't give me this option before. Are you implying that the picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny? I guess it would have to be this. It's the only thing. The only thing I could think of. Funny part is right here. Why this? This is a blood stain. Ah, blood. Now this case is getting interesting. Oh wow, they're making the same joke as us, even though that joke couldn't have existed yet. Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint. But in some universe, blood might be that color.
Yeah.
just paint, and peach colored at that. Blood to peaches. Judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Okay, that is kind of what I thought they might be getting at. But that's where the statue was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains? The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
But when I went there the day after the theft, the statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally. Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
Huh. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night?
Hey, can you do it, Nick? God damn it.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you shut the fuck up, Grizzy?
Did it again. It doesn't help when she, like, talks. She barely has any lines.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? Who moved the golden statue?
I'm assuming it'd be Luke.
Well, we're trying to prove that he wasn't there, right?
No, we're trying to prove that the statue, because it's not where it should be. Like,
yeah, I know, but the whole
originally,
point
so
of
he's
this
trying
case, but the whole point of the case we're making is that Luke wasn't actually there that night because he was the murderer. But
I mean, he could have moved on different time.
I mean, that's true. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atmey. Yeah, I mean, there really is a different answer for that, so... Come now, Sir Lawyer, there you go again, on one of your strange delusions. Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions? It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. It is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? Reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins. Oh, Mr. Wright, actually, save this. Oh, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? Reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke Atmey, you pretended to be Mask Demasque. You created an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw.
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us.
Just? Oh, that's still good out. Oh, okay. Where in this picture does the thing lie? Okay. What? What? Why is Mask Demasque? Are you saying that this Mask Demasque is a fake?
Oh, you know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly.
Huh?
The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? What possible connection could there be with Master Mask's identity?
Oh, buggers. Your face has "oh, buggers" written all over it. That's a penalty for you. Oh, that's interesting. That answer was so specific that I thought that it was right.
Huh. I'll ask you again, Mr. Troy. Just where in this picture does this lie exist?
Well, okay, I mean, it has to be the puddle, or I guess it could be the door? I don't... This photo's somewhere around here.
Jumping to conclusions again. I think you need to take a gander in your local mirror.
As the Yiddish proverb goes, a half-truth is a whole lie. Keep lying like this, and you'll be the one on trial. Oh man, now they're calling me a liar. Yeah, wait. Enough. Court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. But any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. We're just reading this because we haven't gotten the game over in this game yet. We've always loaded, so...
Yeah, true.
Just haven't seen it, yeah. Room for misinterpretation of the facts. The court finds the defendant, Ron Delight. Yeah, it's probably just that, but... Usual surrender to the court immediately to be held pending trial. Okay. That is all. Court is adjourned. And then we load our file. Okay. This is the statue. Okay. Where is this lie? So it's not the puddle, it's not him. So it's either the time or I guess the door being open or something. That's all I can think of. I'm gonna click on the time. Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp. What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atmey went to KB's security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lorley Taylor at this time.
Oh, that line I think it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like we've gone over how the photo hasn't been edited and the time hasn't been changed. So I don't know what's different about it this time. But what does it have to do with the statue being moved? Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was this statue placed beside the warehouse door? Well... Oh, wait, hold on. I get it. I'm getting it. I think the assumption is that this photo was taken on the day before. Like, at that time,
yeah, like it's the same, like, it might be the proper time, but it's the wrong day.
Yeah, because the statue literally didn't show up until that day of the crime. Well...
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. And it was placed there in order to cover up the pain.
Exactly. Luke Atmey had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. So in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. Ah. So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atmey must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atmey had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Ah!
What the fuck? What the hell was that?
I tried. Order, order. Mr. Atmey, is this true? 1 moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. Order, order. Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup. I promised to drink no more than 17 during the trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop.
However, the defense is a very good point.
A good point. So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time? And that the statue was moved in order to make it match? It's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is?
That it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true. No way. Don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Demasque.
Yes?
If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Demasque, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So, let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and zvari, it was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave. Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time? Zvari. Very well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, request 20 days ago. Placed in a box. You can see the urn. Very valuable. That's interesting to know because it's not. Handled security myself. Okay, so 6 lines. Let's...
Not a lot to go on, is there?
That detective has been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. and he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime.
All right, then. How do we do that?
There's one thing that Atmey stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it.
We need to prove that he's lying.
Okay, first received the request. Okay. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right? Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation. See, Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You'd better watch out too, Maya. Okay. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone into the storeroom, not even me. Huh, interesting new tidbit. Oh, these are really short, okay. So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, I, Luke Atmey, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. You mean this calling card? That's right. That is, without a doubt, my calling card.
Guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all.
Of course, because Atmey knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. Secured by myself. Then no one entered the basement warehouse? Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. And this is the photo that proves that, huh? Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey, Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Atmey might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken.
That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. We can prove that he's lying there. We can wrap this up and put a bow on it. Take a good hard look at the court record. And now we're repeating stuff. Okay, so let's save first off. And yes, let's look at the court record. So calling card, camera data. Mask knocked Atmey out during the crime with blow to the back of the head. That seems very dubious at this point, given what information we have to go off of. But but obviously not relevant here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is OKB security stuff. On the Shadows Following Face statue. Looks like it was torn off some clothing. Okay. It's also interesting. And this is all stuff relating to the... Okay, wait. After she dropped the urn's box 2 weeks ago, she also knocked over some paint. I don't know that helps us here. Let's... Detective has acknowledged that he is in fact... Planning, promotion, security of the treasures exhibit. Was placed in a box. It was then stored. Since I was actually unable to see the urn myself until the day of the crime. Extremely valuable treasures. Semi-card tennis. So this is also like bullshit, right? Replacing box. Okay, broken and repaired by Adrian 2 weeks ago. Then replaced in its box, kept out of sight. So, I'm trying to think if there's something that specifically labels that. Okay, I'll try the urn itself. Okay, so not that. I just need to see the urn for myself, because I mean they're really pushing me on this line, but I'll see the urn for myself. Pink paint stains on it. So not this. Oh man, we got one left.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Look through everything slow. Check. Because yeah, I don't think it would be a profile.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it. Sent before heist, the emblem's top secret. Wait. Oh, okay. This is probably important. I will be coming to performing the most priceless work of art on display. Your treasure exhibit of Korean. Exhibit. Take good care of the. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. You see the urn in the image.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, apparently that's not the answer.
Really?
Okay, well,
Or maybe that's not. Or maybe that's not the statement. Because I feel like that is the answer. Just maybe not the.
It could be the calling card. There we go. Mr. Atmey, if you really are Mask Demasque, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course.
Is there a problem with that calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask Demasque had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now the speckled here. I didn't even see that line when we just read it. That like didn't read in my head. Like I don't. That just didn't. Okay. Surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn. Yes, that is true. But so what? Truth be told, there is no way that Mask Demasque could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on that urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains? And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, mister.
The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
You can't be serious.
And yet this calling card clearly mentioned the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atmey had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Yeah, all right, that did it. He's broken.
Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose.
See, now when my lines come up, I stop myself, but I almost go for it, but then I stop myself. Progress. Huh?
It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask Demasque. And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
That's a good point. No way, don't fall for that too, Your Honor.
Hey, if you're a thief, you can't be a murderer too.
I mean, that's true. Pick your lane.
Exactly.
You say that Luke Atmey was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Now let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you my merry murderous motive manifest?
Nick, he's getting his second wind.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right?
Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. I, Luke Atmey, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Mask Demasque and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask Demasque. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy. So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant?
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. The handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What? Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination. Okay, so we have 4, 5, 6.
So you're going to try to connect Detective Atmey to Mr. Bullard, right?
Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it won't require surgery either.
In that case, you'll have to talk about the blackmail.
That's true. Was that blackmail letter really intended for Ron?
If we don't have enough information, you should press him for more testimony.
Maybe I'll be able to shake some contradictions loose that way. Okay? Go pressing. And who in the world is going to prove that?
I will. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atmey and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through... Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Nope.
I was blunt. In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Mistook? That's right, mistook, from the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take an error. That wasn't what I meant. Who did the victim mistake Mask Demasque to be? Why, the answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Mask Demasque? Don't you already know that? Savai, take a look at this newspaper. Oh, that's the famous Tears of Emanon, a magnificent jewel. That photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly god, namely the defendant. The defendant? The victim clearly misread the article and Svari. He got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask Demasque. I see.
That was an unusually reasonable deduction.
Well, blackmail letter. Okay. You mean this blackmail letter right here? It says bring $50,000. And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's.
There's no mistake. We have an official to prove it.
But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere. An addressee?
This letter was discovered in Ron's apartment. And Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant.
I wonder.
What's up, Nick?
I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight?
Do you have any evidence of that?
For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Interesting. Okay, so wait, is Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter? So it looks like there's a contradiction here. I don't know what yet. So let's keep going. Dennis Bullard who harbored grudge. Okay. What do you mean by that? Oh my, I was certain you were already aware. Zwei.
Maybe security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief, I stole data from the company.
How would you know that? And Bullard had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight.
Yeah, you weren't in the courtroom then.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was the thief.
Here's a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office. Evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail.
However, isn't this a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money? Even though he wasn't actually Mask Demasque. On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance. So the defendant truly believes, okay. Do you really think that story is going to hold up? That assertion is not merely my own, I'm afraid. What do you mean?
I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight, who apparently isn't even in this courtroom. Ronnie thinks he's Mask Demasque. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please, don't think too badly of him. Oh, well, Mr. Trite.
Well, I think she is in the courtroom now, but she wasn't for the first part.
Okay.
She showed up. She showed up during the recess.
Oh,
Ugh. Is he trying to act like Miss Delight just now?
I thought he was actually pretty convincing. I mean, what if she's just literally chilling outside the courtroom? She's like, "Yeah, I don't feel like it."
Yeah, I'll just take a nap on this couch out here.
Yeah.
Okay, that is why Mr. Dwight saw it fit to kill. Okay. Now that's just your imagination talking. Come now, Sir Lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right word for it. This is a deduction, the result of carefully applied reasoning. Can we hear that careful reasoning for ourselves? It's a long story and better saved for another time. Very well, another time. Those so-called long stories aren't usually all that long. At least not in my experience. Okay, so we're going around again. Really intended for Ron. Okay, so I still think we're gonna have to push on the blackmail letter. But I think we'll do that next time because we're at that point again. So yes, we will figure out how to push this or what to present here next time.